For me, my strictest teacher has been life. What life teaches you, the practicality part of it, for me that has been my biggest learning, and it continues to be so.
I believe that a teacher just tells you how you can fly. The only teacher that I really remember and I consider a teacher was the lady who was with me from my first standard till the fourth standard. And she was my class teacher right through. Her name was Mrs. Manzrekar. And she could let me do whatever I wanted.
The first teacher ever in my life was my mom. And that's also because she's a tuition teacher, so she used to teach me and all my friends together every day.
My mantra in my life is Sarva Shivaya Shivaya Sarva. Everything that begins and ends for me is Shiva himself. I believe my Shiva is my teacher, and I've always seen him or her, it in everything that I've seen, including the camera that I'm looking at right now.
My first year of engineering college, and I was always very interested in theatre, and I was offered a part where I just had to stand there, walk 3 steps and stand. And I froze, and I just froze. I just couldn't move. And I was sure that next show I'm going to be thrown out. But my senior, who I must say he was my teacher in dramatics, he encouraged me so much. He not only gave me the next show to do, but many more shows to come. And he told me, so if you froze in one scene, it's all right, carry on, have your confidence. Well, Anjali bhai, thank you so much.
My teacher always, and who's so persistent and so prominent in my life, is my mother. I've always seen her doing it with a smile.
Don Bosco's my alma mater which is the place I owe it to, and all the teachers who I came across over there, I'm extremely grateful to them.
And I remember this incident well when I was walking towards the evening discourse, and in those days I had a mala in my hand. There used to be, I used to do a lot of jap of mantras, as my name suggests, and suddenly out of nowhere I heard a voice said, "Kab tak japega?" Jo mala tujhe prakriti ne di, us mala ko chhod tu bahar ki mala ko jap raha hai. Jo shwas mala, jo breath ki mala hai, something that goes in and goes out, that is exactly what you do with the beads. I was introduced to that, and that's when I realized that voice was coming from the evening prayer room, and there was a CD cassette of Osho Rajneesh that was playing, and for strange reasons that day the discourse was about breathing and Shwasmala, and how you don't need any external entity for you to remember anything if you just concentrate on your breathing. That was one learning, that was one incident that changed my life, and since then all I've been has been conscious of my breathing, of just knowing that I breathe. Most of us forget that.
Even when she was in a lot of pain, a lot of grief, a lot of sorrow, she's always smiled, and I've really learned that from her. She's, in fact, when I was growing up, I lived with my grandparents. And my grandfather was extremely ill, and his leg got amputated. So he became almost like a child. When I used to see her selflessly doing this, I mean, he was her father-in-law, and not many daughter-in-laws have the comfort or that relationship with their father-in-law. But she did everything for him. And when I mean everything, right from feeding him to everything that you can think of. And during his last few days, he called my mom, and I was very small, so I used to follow her around. She sat down and she said, "What happened? Do you need something?" And he folded his hands and he said that, "You're my mother. You've taken care of me, and you're my mother, and thank you for that." So that's something that is etched in my brain and in my system.